All right, motherfuckers. Tripod sessions, pretzels, all that fuck shit. Mangria told me to ask you for this week's episode of Hail Caesar my thoughts on Dalton Castle. Who?
Can you dig it?
Let's go! I'm unashamed. All I need is 116 to brag on my king. Need is 116, Romans 116. We talk about him daily cause he run this thing. Can I do it? Can I do it? Yeah.
Everybody, and welcome back to the tripod. We have an alternate this week because Big Carpe is out for the week. He has some phone travel issues, so he'll explain in very loud words next week about it. But we have sitting in his spot with a Thunder Rosa enjoying some cake background, Sinnikk Chaos. How's it going, my man?
Pretty fucking awesome.
Shout out to your boy there.
Dude, you wanna say what's up?
Yeah.
Come here.
Hi.
What's happening?
He's like a little CBG. You can hear him. You can't see him.
Well, now legally we can't have Jake on now. But Stixy Drip Drip, are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Start off.
Oh,
Say blah.
Yeah.
bleh. All right, gentlemen, it's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. CM overrated music because he's about to go over on Penta. CM Punk versus Penta with Abraham, of course. They chop and punch the shit out of each other. The crowd's eating it up. Penta with an ankle lock. Penta way too focused on saying Cero, Mero 48 times, then beating up this old man. Punk takes advantage and dominates you, the commercial picture-in-picture. Punk attempted a top rope Frankensteiner and mega botches. His left knee is fucked and Penta is all over Punk until this old fuck did hit the top rope Frankensteiner. He actually did pull it off. He couldn't hit the GTS, but does lock in the Anaconda Vice. Penta gets to the ropes. Punk tries the GTS again and eats an Insurugi from Penta. Penta looks like he's in control until he springboards onto Punk's shoulders. GTS. Punk wins. Oh, God. Before I lose my fucking mind, Cynic, what did you think of this opening match of Dynamite?
Poor Mangria, man. He can't. After doing all that work with Decent Mania and being so fucking stressed out, he's got to open up Dynamite and watch this. Let me just jump into that GTS for you, pal.
I'm going to need to find some antidepressants.
You definitely do.
That was it was horrific to see that. As soon as I saw the graphic, I was like, fuck.
Okay, so first off, here's a little
Terrible. It's the terrible.
terrible. First disclosure, I know that Cesar's gonna watch this just to see how much I botched this shit. So I'm gonna kick this off by saying something possibly positive about CM Punk, so he could shit all over me later in a future tripod
Oh my
segment.
God. Hold on. How do you disconnect? Let's see. Disconnect.
Yep. As you should. I don't think it was a botch in the early beginning. I think CM Punk might just be that good at fucking selling, and he made that the whole story of the match as my leg. You know, the dude from SpongeBob. And I think he just kind of played that shit perfectly all the way up until the finish, and then put himself over, as he likes to do, in the very end, like a CM fucks.
That is true. You know, I was thinking that as well because he wasn't really selling that leg injury as much as he could have for the rest of the match. Sticks. What did you think of this abomination of a kickoff to this fucking Wednesday night?
Well, Well, first off, if that wasn't a botch, then CM Punk has a lot of explaining to do in his last 10 or 11 matches he's done in AEW. So I was just gonna say, I was glad this was the first match, because if they were to make this the main event, Tony Khan, take that Booker of the Year award and go ahead and throw that out with CM trash. Because this match, the only saving grace was that this was the first match. Because after that, we only went up. So I was glad it was the beginning match.
If he goes over on Phoenix, be prepared for the most tweeting I've ever done in my entire life.
CM, yeah, you guys are familiar with the meat sweats, right?
Yeah.
You guys realize that CM Punk is getting the Samoa Joe sweats lately?
He can barely go 5 minutes, and then he's already done.
Me and my wife used to say, like, we used to make a joke that the TV is leaking because Samoa Joe was sweating so much. And like that's CM Punk is completely taken over that role. And Joe actually isn't really as bad. Okay, so I always say that I was a big fan of Lucha Underground when it was, regular. And I like the story of Pentagon going to turn into Pentagon Dark. There are certain things, it's like rebooting a movie you shouldn't have fucking rebooted. Whatever fucking Penta is doing right now with the weird skeleton man, they need to go do that shit in a corner somewhere in New York City and like blow somebody. But that's not working here right now. I'm not liking that at all.
It's mainly a Halloween gimmick. I do appreciate where he goes, he peeks over the fucking tombstone like that. I kind of like that. But when you got the Kmart vampire coming out next to him going like, bleh, that's
so
as
bad.
Corny as corn can get.
You mean Darth Penta's Gimp? You're not a fan of the Gimp? Come on.
That dude makes Dan Housen look like fucking
$1 million.
Yeah.
$1 million.
I was trying to Dan, what's his name? Tom Savini creation.
No. Do you see the movie? My son loves this movie, where Adam Sandler plays the vampire. Hotel Transylvania.
Oh, the cartoon, yeah.
Watch like a clip of that. You're gonna laugh your ass off and go, that's Penta's manager.
It seems like that's what they were aiming for. Up next, the JAS arrive in a private jet. Eddie Santana and Ortiz pull up in car and tell him, on site, remember? Then they speed away. They said on site, but then they fucking speed away. 2.0 is laid out. Up next, the tag team championships are on the line when Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus take on Red Dragon. Jungle Boy with an explosive start. Luchasaurus tagged in and dismantled by Red Dragon. Jungle Boy tagged back in and carries this team again. Commercial picture-in-picture, Red Dragon regains control and beat down Jungle Boy. Red Dragon focuses attack on Luchasaurus' leg. Very smart. Excellent tag team wrestling, of course. These teams can go. With Luchasaurus and the guillotine from Kyle, Fish nails an avalanche Falcon Arrow to Jungle Boy and gets a 2.5, of course, over Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus hit their double team finish, the Thoracic Express, for the win and retain. Kyle then attacks with a chair, pouting. FTR comes out to a huge pop, gets in Red Dragon's face. Stix, what did you think of the whole Jericho Appreciation Society segment and then the tag team championship match?
Well, first off, once they moved the airplane and then you had Kingston and Santana Ortiz and they speed off and you see that they stole the one guy's shoes and then messed with the other guy's thumbs. That was freaking excellent. That made, and them yelling on site as they're speeding off. Excellent promo. And then the tag match. I thought this was the match of the whole night. I mean, these two can go. Both teams have chemistry, and then both guys in each team have been together so long, and they just, it's like finishing each other's sentence. This was a good match. And then maybe we foreshadow Jurassic Express versus FTR down the road, which sign me up for that, because that's going to be another classic. So all in all, both the promo and the tag team match, excellent, really good.
Well, Sinnikk, this is tag team wrestling at its finest. What did you think of the Jericho Appreciation Society segment followed by the tag team championship match?
I was going to jump right into it too with the same thing that Stix said about that opening segment. But one thing I appreciated so much, and where I come from in Brentwood, New York, that stealing the shoes thing is like real shit that just would happen every day. And I love that. And I love how that went into the entrance of Ortiz having the shoes around his neck. I was like, yes. And this dude is just coming out with like no shoes on, which makes it even better. So the only thing, of course, yeah, sign me up for that. But sometimes babyface versus babyface could get a little shaky. So I'm interested to see where that would go, in that you just get a great wrestling match and there's nothing wrong with that. But maybe to see somebody else take those titles off of them to face FTR later on, I think would be really cool. Like, I wouldn't have been mad if Red Dragon had come out on top of that match and Red Dragon was staring across from. They just got to get rid of Adam Cole. Like, honestly, if they do this thing and Ring of Honor branches off to its own separate thing, and Red Dragon, like Adam Cole, stays on AEW, just looking terrible, and then you put them in Ring of Honor and you put FTR in Ring of Honor, and we're having bangers like that, sign me up for that.
It would be good.
Good.
Up next, Tony backstage with KFC. Wonder if you know what that means yet, Sinnikk. Wheeler Yuta has joined. They're going to destroy the Ass Boys. Tony with Tony Storm and Jamie Hayter backstage. They will fight in the first round of the Owen Hart tournament. Jamie does all the talking and Tony Storm walks off. Then we get MJF with Sean Spears versus the captain, Sean Dean. MJF puts tomatoes in his gumbo. That was a crowd sign. It said MJF puts tomatoes in his gumbo. I just gotta laugh because I've never seen a sign that said that before. MJF's jacket zipper stuck, but he uses that excuse to get the upper hand on the captain. Cuts to the backstage where some out of shape security guards have been laid out. MJF poses on the guardrail. Wardlow poses a security guard, surprises him. MJF runs like a scalded dog. Wardlow chases him. Sean hit Wardlow with a chair. It does not affect Wardlow at all. And an army of security then restrains Wardlow. MJF tries to bribe the ref to not count him out. The ref then proceeds to count him out. The captain wins. MJF gets in the ref's face. Spears is holding him back. Wardlow in back, still killing security guards, and demands MJF to release him of his contract. He then breaks the camera. Sinnikk, what did you think of this chaotic match between MJF and the captain?
Dude, I love this nothing can stop Wardlow thing. It's been freaking awesome. And unlike Goldberg, this guy could actually go, as we've seen. So it's kind of feels like he's almost got his own Goldberg build, but this guy's got more than two moves. And did you notice that there was, 50 security guards, but I guess there were like 3 that must have been cops or something. They were the only guys bigger than Wardlow, and they were the only guys who stopped him. That might have been last week, though. I'm not sure if that was this week or last week, but those guys they looked like they were Floyd Mayweather security. They were freaking huge.
When we talk about putties on NXT, this looked like an army of putties surrounding Wardlow, trying to restrain his ass.
And then you had Goldar, who finally stopped him.
Goldar snuck in there and took control of things, Stix. What did you think of this chaotic match?
I love the babyface build of Wardlow, and this continuing it to not only have Sean Dean be the one guy that has beaten both the chairman and MJF. So I love that. This is going to be the perfect building for when we get Wardlow and MJF, which I expect that to be a pretty good match. Like Sinnikk said, Wardlow can go. I mean, I know this is like a lot of people are making the comparisons to Batista when he ends up turning and becoming babyface on Triple H. But I think Wardlow's actually ahead wrestling wise of Batista, and I'm looking forward to the MJF Wardlow match that we get down the road.
Up next was a couple promos. It was Darby emo skating video to the wedding march. He wants a coffin match with Andrade. We get a House of Black Magic crack a shit video. Was he talking about Fuego in this video? Fuego del Sol? Who the fuck was he trying to threaten?
I think it was Fuego, I think.
Why would you put this entire video package together to threaten Fuego?
You gotta get Malachi Black that TV time. I think it's probably written in his contract. Gotta get that TV time.
Sinnikk, any thoughts?
Fuego's my boy, man. I love Fuego. Back up off my boy.
I mean, no, hey, I mean, I'm not trying to disrespect the man, but you think the House of Black Magic Cracker shit would be going after like another faction or going after Hangman or something? They're like, hey, 150-pound luchador, we're coming for you, all three of us.
If my 2 years in APPW haven't told you anything, Black Magic Cracker shit is my bag, baby.
I didn't know you spent the money on their shirt.
No, actually, you know what's funny? BCC, Black Craft Cult, Blackpool.
Yeah, Combat Club or KFC.
You know, like, hey man, I got an idea, and I know exactly how we're gonna do it.
Up next, Jericho Appreciation Society versus Eddie Santana and Ortiz. And like you said earlier, Ortiz was sporting Cool Hand and his shoes. I got your shoes, he says in camera. Trans Manson as reffing this one. Match almost immediately gets out of control. All six men fighting it out. I'm surprised Hardy didn't come out and swanton through a table for no reason. That seems to be where AEW's headed. Eddie refuses to stay on the apron. He just waddles over and assaults Danny. Nobody helps Danny, by the way. They just pretend it's not happening. Even the ref. Tranny Manson's like, I'll allow it. Jericho does his disrespectful pin to Ortiz, and Eddie runs in and pushes Jericho as Jericho was hamming it up to the crowd. Commercial picture-in-picture, Ortiz in all kinds of trouble. Eddie has yet to be tagged in this match. He finally gets the hot tag and cleans house. Tags in Santana for the Three Amigos. Danny Garcia's time to get abused. 2.0 comes out, and Ortiz launches himself at them. Eddie was about to hit the spinning back fist when Danny ducks and Eddie hits the ropes while Jericho strikes with Floyd. Danny pins for the win. The JAS then destroy Eddie, Santana, and Ortiz. The numbers game will always come out on top. Stix. This was yet another chaotic tag team match, if you can believe it. What did you think of this?
I thought it was a good match. Everybody got their stuff in. You had the interference, and then the Jericho Appreciation Society wins. I'm just more waiting to see if there's going to be any more people that are going to join Eddie and Santana and Ortiz to kind of help even up the numbers. That's what I'm waiting for. But all in all, it was a good match. Jericho got on TV. Crowd got their Judas sing along. Jericho got the win, and we keep it moving towards next week.
Homicide comes out to help Eddie, Santana, and Ortiz. Sinnikk, what do you think? Who's going to be the fourth man to even out the numbers game out there?
I don't know, but it's got to be somebody just fuck shit hood. As far as, like, you know, jerk off hand and the other 2.0 guy, I feel like these guys are going to wallow back into obscurity. But when all is said and done, Eddie Kingston and Santana become top stars out of everything, I'm happy. Because in my opinion, those guys are stars. And whenever you consider to be the AEW version of WrestleMania, whether it's Revolution, whether it's Double or Nothing, one day I want to see MJF on one side and Eddie Kingston on the other.
Oh, can you imagine those promos?
It would be incredible.
Jeez, they fucking burn the house down.
I personally didn't care that much about this match.
Yeah, it was basically just another fucking chapter in this feud. But I mean, they're gonna have to add somebody to Eddie, Santana, and Ortiz because Jericho has Hagar 2.0 and Danny Garcia along with Jericho. That's 5 versus 3. So that perhaps they'll get 2 more, and then we'll see a stadium stampede or a fucking blood and guts 2. I don't know.
Hager's who's just wasting time in his life. He should go be a construction worker or do something else. Go back to MMA. Dude, you suck. You're boring. I get nothing out of you.
His wife's hot.
There you go. I don't know what else to tell you.
Stix, I got your thoughts, right?
Yeah, I just want to say one thing. I think the Jericho Appreciation Society is going to be a vehicle to get Danny Garcia a little bit over too, because I think he's got the moves in the ring. He just needs a little bit of work on the microphone, but he's another guy that they've got that could be a star, and I hope this helps him out too.
When he gets to WWE, he'll grow a beard out, and then he'll be on top of the world.
Give him the McIntyre treatment.
Up next, Marvez with MJF, Spears, and Smart Mark. MJF is pissed. MJF says Wardlow will face the Butcher. Butcher then steps in front of the camera and does his best Luchasaurus impression. Bleh. There's fucking fingers right here for some reason. Marina Shafir versus Sky Blue. Red Velvets in the baddie section. Okay, this is the butt meat match of the week. Sky Blue showing all kinds of that ass. Thank you, cameraman. The card's in the mail. Marina does a bizarre takedown into a triangle for the win. Jade is on Tick Thought. She don't care. And Tony, cut the shit. Hook interviewed in gym. Tony Nese and Smart Mark interrupt. Smart Mark's all over the fucking place. And fuck Danhausen. Sinnikk, what did you think of the butt meat match of the week?
That's all.
Don't do that, Stick. No, we're not doing that. That's not a thing. That's not a thing.
Oh, what did you do to me, Sticks? what did you do?
The disrespect.
The disrespect. The disrespect that Hook just gives Danhausen.
Fuck that guy. What do you think of the butt meat match?
Well, it's Sky Blue and
Marina Shafir.
Oh, yeah. Marina Shafir, I'm sure she's going to hear this her whole career. I can make a poem out of this. She still needs a little bit of work.
A little bit?
A little bit.
Probably a lot of it.
A lot of work.
I know I'm kind of a backtracker and you're kind of a move forward kind of guy, so we always fuck up there. But just to go back to what Stick said on the last thing, everything that he said about what's his name?
Dan Garcia?
Yes.
Garcia?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. And I think that dude is going somewhere. I was thinking that back since he was having that little feud with Sammy. His stuff looks good, it looks real. And he seems like a legit guy. He seems like a pure championship kind of guy. I think, again, if they're going to split stuff off, this dude is totally Team Ring of Honor, and he could be so over in that. But back to this match, I don't know. Sky Blue, I think she was just brought in to show what Marina Shafir can do. And we all see that that's nothing. She's the Ronda Rousey fucking AEW.
Hey, don't insult Ronda like that. I mean, come on. This Marina, that was dog shit what she did in that match.
Yeah, at least Ronda Rousey has star power. She can help elevate other people with her following. This girl doesn't even have that.
Ronda's not only got star power, but she's got the front wedgie pick.
So yeah, she'll be doing shows with Joey Janela in like a year.
Stix, the butt meat match of the week. What did you think?
Yeah, I didn't care for this match. We can move on.
Were you on Tick Thought like Jade?
No, I was actually in the fridge getting a beer during this match. So,
Nolan's own Ricky Stark. Excuse me, Absolute Ricky Starks in his hometown. You can see the emotion on his face. This dude is a star. We all know that. We've been praising him all over the tripod since he's been on. And P2H versus Swerve and Keith Lee. Like I said, Stark's emotional during the entrance. P2H tosses Swerve over his head with ease, stares at Keith. Keith gives a golf clap in appreciation of the strength. The crowd goes nuts when Starks gets tagged in. Starks is feeling it. Hits the old school and strikes a pose. Keith Lee tagged, and with an assist from Swerve, lands a massive Grizzly Magnum. Swerve springboards off of Lee's chest onto Starks and P2H on the outside. This match is pretty damn good. Commercial picture-in-picture, Swerve is taking punishment. Lee tagged in and dominates Starks and Hobbs, tossing him around. Lee and Swerve have great chemistry together. The crowd still cheering for Starks. Swerve tried to be smooth, flipping and flopping back into the ring and catches a spear from Starks, even a destroyer, but only gets a 2.5. Swerve from the second fireman carry tosses Starks into a pounce from Keith Lee. And then we see Taz scurrying out there. Starks hits a diving spear from the second turnbuckle to Lee. Lee holds Starks down to allow a 450 to Starks. Lee hits the ropes. Taz grabs his boot. P2H spine buster for the win. The crowd goes nuts. Stix, what'd you think, man? Our boy, Absolute, Ricky Starks, and P2H getting the win.
This was a good match, and the right team won. The Powerhouse and Starks need this. They're building them up within AEW, and really Swerve and Keith Lee, they didn't need a win because these guys, obviously the crowd knows them from other promotions, but P2H and Starks are homegrown talent, and this was the win that you saw. Like you said, Starks got the fan love, and you always like to see how it affects the hometown talent, and you can see that it did. And it was so good, and this match was good. And like I said, the right two guys won, and I really enjoyed this match.
Well, Sinnikk, the tripod has been praising Ricky Starks for a long time. I even said he's a bit of a hybrid of a young Rock and a young Shawn Michaels. And P2H, my favorite thing about him is the lip thing he does. He has that smirk on his face. That's my favorite thing. But what did you think of this tag team match? That was excellent, in my opinion.
Let me tell you.
Whose ass is that?
Huh?
Is that Jamie Hayter? Her ass?
I mean, yeah. Sure. As long as it's there, it doesn't matter whose it is. It made the picture. Just like it didn't matter that Bret Hart was on the other side of that sharpshooter as long as Stone Cold was the one bleeding. Anyway, I don't know if you've ever heard Powerhouse Hobbs' story, like his coming in story, but I'm big on podcast listening. His brother was shot right in front of him and died in his arms, and like they were together as a tag team, like crazy stuff. So I was invested in Powerhouse Hobbs for a long time while he was getting shit on. I was invested in Ricky Starks, seeing what happened with his neck and everything. I'm right there with Stix. The right team won. If you put this on Monday Night Raw, the wrong team would have won. Swerve and Keith Lee would have went over in a fuck shit finish and right in the hometown, and it would have got booed out of the building. But of course, they would have piped it in with some couple cheers. You know what I mean? But listen, Starks, another superstar. I'd kind of like to see these guys break off from each other. And when we're talking about the kind of people that might fit in that Blackpool club, I think Powerhouse would fit like a glove, dude.
I'm just hoping that a scratch and sniff version of that background you have comes out eventually. Let's see. Tropes. Tony with Thunder Rosa in back interview. Hey, speaking of Thunder Rosa, Nyla and Vicky interrupt with cake. Oh, this was my favorite segment of the entire week. Okay, Tony with Thunder Rosa in back interview. Nyla and Vicky interrupt with cake. Thunder Rosa tosses the cake in Nyla's face. Nyla accidentally hits Vicky. A brawl ensues. The refs are out to celebrate. And then you hear Nyla says, I love cake and violence. That's fucking awesome. Oh, Nyla, Nyla, every now and then she sneaks in a fucking hilarious line. I loved it. Sinnikk, did you catch this segment?
I did. And come on. It feels like this was the segment I was meant to talk about. Thunder Rosa and cake. I loved it. We're starting to see that Nyla's got a personality of her own. She doesn't need Vicky. Maybe she hasn't needed her in a long time. We're getting a little sick of the excuse me. And yeah, Nyla could get over being herself. It's just you got some pretty like fuck-minded fans that are gonna, rip her apart. But if she could break through that, like it's 2022. Like those people are gonna get crucified on their fucking own. And yeah, Nyla, maybe she'll never win the big one, but she'll always be like that strong opponent. She'll always kind of be in that picture. But fuck yeah, man. Put those bitches in some cake and let's light it up.
Not to call no bitch no hoe.
Not to call bitch no hoe.
Stix, you know what they should do? Just to disrespect Sammy, they should have Nyla pull a China and beat Sammy for the fucking TNT title just to get, that would be fucking hilarious. Because the Sammy hate is real, folks. But Stix, what did you think of this segment? Nyla Rose stealing the show tonight with just one line. What'd you think?
I thought it was good, and I disagree with Sinnikk. I think she'll have another title run. I think sometime down the road. I think they'll build her. They're like Sinnikk said. I agree with him on that. She's a dominant force that you can build up and get over on a baby face and have lose to the baby face. But I think sometime down the road, I think they'll have her get another championship run, especially since they actually have a legit women's championship title. So I think it was a good promo. It was, like you said, I agree with you. It was the promo, and she's real promo of the week, and she's really good at those one-liners. And I hope we do get to see her open up a little bit more because she is funny.
She does have a funny Twitter feed, by the way. I do see it every now and then. And some of the WWE guys actually comment on it as well. And now we've reached the main event. It's for the Ring of Honor TV Championship. I'm kind of glad Cesar isn't here for this one because I'm going to say a lot of stuff, and I didn't want to get interrupted 40 times. It's Minoru Suzuki versus Samoa Joe. This match starts with these two guys literally chopping the holy fuck out of each other. It's like I've been waiting for this match for months. I sat through so much bullshit of ATW to finally get some kind of match like this. I fucking love this match. I was in awe. This is a fight. Chops, strikes, submissions. Has the Ring of Honor TV title ever seen a match like this? Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt in front row. I hope I said that right. I hope they don't ruin this. Joe wins with the muscle buster and becomes the Ring of Honor TV champion. I almost stood up and applauded. I was like, oh my God, what a ride. It wasn't the longest match, but man, this was a fucking epic match. This was way better than when he fought Bryan Danielson. Blew me away, Stix. Man, I was like, what a way to end an episode of Dynamite. Wow, I can't wait to wait a minute. Dude, Dutt and Lethal have a present for Joe. It's Jay's middle finger. The lights out.
You got to admit though that was pretty good. I mean, the whole present of the middle finger, that was pretty good.
An Indian basketball player attacks Joe. What's with all these Sangas invading wrestling? Joe is ambushed. And I was just like, what? Why would they end it like this? And I was like, well, I bet you all the marks on Twitter probably marking out over this shit. No, they weren't.
Not
I
so
went
much.
on Twitter. This is the most AEW hate I've
They murdered Tony. They murdered Tony
ever
Khan.
seen. Was the end. I mean, they had a perfect way to end the show. Samoa Joe gets the TV championship. Dynamite. Okay, let's end it. Credits. That's enough. Nope. Middle finger wasn't bad. That's not what I'm shitting on. Diet Sangha was the worst way to end this, Stix. I couldn't believe it. I was so excited to talk about this, and then that happened. Go ahead and wax poetic on the main event, Stix.
Well, first off, isn't this poetic justice for AEW for all the marks that shit on how WWE finishes a show, how they do stuff, and then guess what? You got it. Hey, here's your perfect. No, Tony Khan's gonna shit on it for you. I wholeheartedly agree. This match was free money. Like the quote a wise man. AEW gave away. They gave you free money. They gave you a free pay-per-view match. And then they also gave you the shit pay-per-view ending with it too, by the way. Yeah, to have Tony Khan. And then he has to come out. He came out, and I think he came out in an interview and he said, yeah, we shouldn't have did that. Well, hey, at least you saw the ways in your error, Tony Khan, but you can't take that back. We have the Great Khali's athletic brother debut on AEW with two handlers, I guess. But this, I mean, come on. You do this to both these guys. You do it to Suzuki. I mean, they give you a 5-star match, not in the Tokyo Dome, but in fucking some bingo hall in Florida that Tony Khan's dad owns. They give you a 5-star match in that, and then you go and you shit on it with that ending. It's apropos. I mean, you had to begin with a shitty match, and then what do you have at the end? A shitty ending.
What was the first thought that popped in your head when the lights came on and this fucking Indian beanstalk started heading to the ring? What was the first thing you thought?
Tony Khan on point. Tony Khan on point. I didn't think it was going to be Cesaro. I was trying to figure out what I was like. Well, maybe they're debuting maybe it's a Ring of Honor talent that they were able to sign to stay. I was like, okay, maybe we're going to get it. Then you bring this fucking this towering goof in. And then they're trying, then they got to bring the accolades of this guy. Well, he was a former college basketball player. He played in the NBA. You can't save it. You fucked it up.
This is the most WWE thing they could have ever done in fucking AEW. My first thought when the lights went out, I was like, wait a minute. Samoa Joe's not black. Sting ain't gonna go there, is he? Is he really gonna go there? Oh, fucking Samoa Joe just won a championship and they're gonna take it from him. It's like, oh, come on. But then when that guy showed up, I was like, oh man, somebody got to take the checkbook from fucking Tony Skeets. He is just completely ruined. He has another announcement this coming Wednesday. What the fuck else is this guy? He's gonna sign everybody who's ever wrestled in their entire life who isn't signed to WWE. I don't know. It was just a terrible way. Sinnikk had to.
It's either a new signing or another tournament.
It's the Chris Benoit tournament.
It's the Chris Benoit Ring of Honor World Television Universal Undisputed Championship.
It's the Chris Benoit Memorial Hell in a Cell Blood and Guts match.
Oh, don't be stealing that APPW shit, man. Then you got to come after him if he does that.
Well, Sinnikk is away for now, so we will move on to Battle of the Belts 2. I'm very happy to talk to you about this because I need to know the history of a couple people we're about to talk about. Not the first match, though.
I'll see if I can remember. So
Sammy versus Scorpio Sky for the TNT Championship. The crowd is hating all over Sammy. Gets the Cena chant treatment. Let's go, Sammy. Sammy sucks. Scorpio Sky hits a TKO on the ring apron. Sammy's legs got caught up on the top rope, making it look gnarly as fuck. Dan Lambert, our hero, Ethan Page, and Paige Van Zandt could not help Scorpio keep his title and undefeated streak. Tay distracts and helps Sammy. Sammy able to low blow and hit his finisher. Sammy is booed while Scorpio is screwed. Sammy ends the 400-plus day undefeated streak, channeling his inner Sting, and becomes a 3-time TNT champion. Stix, did we just witness a double turn on Rampage, Battle of the Belts? My bad. What did you think of this?
Well, to steal a line from Cesar, if you wanted him to go more over, you would have done this on Black History Month. But this was a good match.
After Martin Luther King Day?
But this was a good match, man. Both guys can go. We had been waiting for Scorpio Sky to have a individual championship run. We got it. And then you give it to Sammy for a third time. The only reason you do this is, I don't know if we're going to get Scorpio if we had him as a face turn, but this was definitely the Sammy and Tay heel turn. I didn't get a chance to see it, but I guess my boy Ethan Page cut a hell of a good promo backstage after the match. I got to go back and watch it. A lot of people I saw gaining traction on Twitter. A lot of people saying that they want to see Ethan Page go for the TNT Championship and maybe hopefully dethrone Sammy now. I don't know. I have to go back and watch it. But this was a really good match. And like I said, like you had said, you said a double turn. It very well could be. I don't know if we'll get Dan Lambert. I don't know if the AEW universe will embrace him as the tripod has, as their holy man, as their wise man. But if this is a Sammy heel turn, they did a damn good job of doing it. This is the vehicle going forward for it.
You know, during the match, I know I said it was a double turn, but if you see Dan Lambert circling the ring, he's still taunting and screaming at fans. So I don't know if Dan's going to be a face anytime soon, but man, that was entertaining.
He's got to stay with, you got to have him stay with Ethan and Scorpio. he's that extra catalyst that you have with those three that help them get that heat and help him on the mic too. So, he's got to stay with them.
I hope Ethan and Scorpio are taking notes whenever Dan Lambert cuts a promo, because he's almost Paul Heyman-esque, almost. Before we move on, let's go briefly over the Texas Death Match. Did you see Hangman versus Adam Cole, baby? Yep. It was a good match. My favorite part of the whole match was Adam Cole using the chain to clothesline Hangman. That was fucking awesome. What did you take away?
That was the best part of the match. Their last match, it wasn't quite as good as it, but it was up there with it, but it wasn't quite as good. It was a good match. Unless Tony Khan had bigger plans, I think we all knew that Hangman was gonna retain. So, but Adam Cole and him, they went out there, they put on a hell of a good match, and I thought they should have probably had this on Battle of the Belts too.
Yeah.
But I understand you kind of need something with on Rampage to bring the views in. So it was a good match. It was a good match for a Friday.
What did Cole say? He said, you can't beat Kenny Omega, or you're no Kenny Omega, or some shit like that.
Yeah, he said you can't beat Kenny Omega, and he said somebody else too, didn't he? It was like Omega, because he was going through some of the former Bullet Club members since they were Bullet Club guys too. I couldn't remember who else he said, but yeah, Adam Cole's good with the trash talking. So that's what makes him a good charismatic heel.
He might have said himself, "You're no Kenny Omega, you're no Adam Cole." I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm not sure, but
to quote on to talk with something with like what Sinnikk said, when they start splitting off these guys, I wouldn't mind. I'd be very surprised to see it, but I wouldn't mind seeing Adam Cole go back to Ring of Honor. I think if you had him and Red Dragon at Ring of Honor, I think they could. I think they can make some noise over there, if depending on how they're going to rebrand it and what where they're going to have it on television wise. So I think that'd be pretty good over there.
Well, speaking of Ring of Honor, Stix, the next match on Battle of the Belts 2 was the entire reason why I wanted to talk about Battle of the Belts 2, because two people I've never seen before, never seen these guys ever, battling for the Ring of Honor championship. It was Jonathan Gresham versus Dalton Castle. You want to talk about making an impression?
You say it. Dalton Castle with the boys.
You want to talk about making an impression? Wow, this was incredible. I have been missing out. Stix, a brief history lesson, if you will, on a Mr. Dalton Castle.
This man was, I think it was 197 days as Ring of Honor champion. This guy, not only does he have the boys, he has the charisma factor, but for a while there, he actually turned on the boys and kind of had beaten them up, and kind of towards the end of when Ring of Honor, when they were actually going out, was actually kind of on a losing streak. But Dalton Castle is a very good wrestler, very good on the mic, charismatic, and when he has the boys with him, it's a show in itself. The guy can go. I'm glad they gave him the spotlight on TNT with Jonathan Gresham, which we will probably talk more about. This was very good, and I hope that this is a springboard for whenever they do decide where they're going to put Ring of Honor on. I hope that they bring more eyes, and I hope the eyes that they bring, I hope they see Dalton Castle, and I hope it's a vehicle to move forward with him to get some more wins.
So when I was watching this, I was like, Dalton Castle, he's kind of like a Fandango mixed with the Goldust, with the good parts, the non-rapey parts of Velveteen Dream, all mixed in a blender, and you get this guy.
Yes.
This guy is incredible. I mean, yeah, that's the whole reason why I want to talk about this.
So if you hit downtime, peep pretzels, and even you, Mangria, afterwards, just, if you got like an hour and a half to kill, just go on YouTube, watch, and just type in Dalton Castle and watch him. His matches are very good. I have a bunch of old Ring of Honor TV shows I got to go watch, rewatch, but the guy is worth it. This guy is a wrestler that you could put the TV title on, or you could give him another run as Ring of Honor champion. This guy is very flamboyant, very charismatic, and somebody that has equal parts of that in the ring too.
Well, let's talk about this championship match. Yeah, I said, wow, the flamboyant Flamingo definitely made an impression. This is my first time seeing both these guys, and I was very entertained. The octopus is small compared to this Rudy Tooty Fruity Booty. Commercial picture in pics. The champ is in charge. Dalton has some Flamingays outside cheerleading. Dalton and the champ try for about 3 minutes to chop each other in the corner. It was a duck fest. Shucky ducky. I don't know if Dalton was wearing a weight belt or a back brace or something. His gear looked a little weird. These two trade multiple pin attempts. The champ wins with the octopus submission. They shake hands and Stix. You think Tony Skeets would learn his lesson and be like, okay, the match is done. Okay, let's move. No, Tony Skeets. He don't learn his lesson. Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and the worst Kali attack. He takes everyone out, including Big Shotty and one of the Seidels. Samoa Joe then comes out with a fucking pipe and scares them all off. Stix, what did you think of this Ring of Honor championship match?
This was a really good Ring of Honor championship match. Jonathan Gresham is, for as small that he is a very excellent technical wrestler. He was a Ring of Honor pure champion. I can't remember for how long, but this guy, I believe, was pure champion and was the Ring of Honor champion until, I don't know, I can't remember. I think he lost it on their Super Card of Honor, which they just had here, I think like a month ago. But the guy, there's always been a debate on who's been like Mr. Ring of Honor, either Jonathan Gresham, Matt Taven. I don't know if they've decided that they're going to keep Jonathan Gresham, or if he was one of the lucky few that signed a contract to stay Ring of Honor. Jonathan Gresham, which is like kind of ironic, him and Jay Lethal, and I think Rhett Titus, and I forget the other guy, were in a faction called the Foundation in Ring of Honor towards the end. So it's kind of odd to me that they have Jay Lethal going against him. But Jonathan Gresham can go. He's been defending the Ring of Honor championship, obviously at AEW, but I believe he has a match at Impact before Impact with I believe at Rebellion here coming up this Saturday against Eddie Edwards. He's been defending the Ring of Honor championship on that, which has spawned off with a few other former Ring of Honor guys that have joined a faction, that have started a faction called Honor No More, because they feel that Ring of Honor had screwed them when they went bankrupt and released them. But that's another podcast, ladies and gentlemen. This championship match, very good. Both guys can go, and I'm glad it's been a springboard for a lot of fans to get eyes on Ring of Honor talent and hope and bring them over to whenever they debut Ring of Honor on TV again.
Sinnikk, real quick, we'll go back to the main event of Dynamite, where that gigantic snap into a Slim Jim Indian ruined what was one of the greatest main events that I've ever seen on AEW Dynamite, and Samoa Joe versus Suzuki. What were your first thoughts when the lights went out and this dude came out and ruined everything?
That was an epic main event. And I just thought we were going to get another former WWE released talent, something like that. I feel like that's what we all expected. And, it would have been pretty exciting, but it kind of feels like a lot of those are starting to fall a little bit more and more flat, except for one night only. So I was going to pop with the rest of them for the one night only, unless it was a Bray Wyatt or something. But no, it was fucking Durka Muhammad Jihad. And who gives a shit, right? So I don't know. I don't like to call it too early. I like to try to give things time. I'm gonna go into what Stix is saying to try to keep it relevant at the same time. You don't have to backtrack for me. I love the main event. I'll just say that hard hitting. I like to erase the ending from my memory, to be honest, like the barbed wire fucking match.
Yep.
Honor No More is what springboarded me back into Impact Wrestling. That was some cool shit. Everything that's going on with that has been really good. Also, Jonathan Gresham has been defending his Ring of Honor title in Impact, and now he's defending it in AEW. And eventually, for what I believe is to come, he'll be defending it again in Ring of Honor. And this dude is holding it down, man. I got nothing but love for the Octopus, bro. He's fucking good. And there's so many
4 of him.
What?
Also too, because we all like Andy. He's married to Andy's girl, Jordan Grace. They're married.
They're only 1 inch apart from each other. He's 5'4" and she's 5'3".
Why does she look like part of the? In The Wizard of Oz, there was the Lollipop Kids, but then there was like the girls. They were like the Lullaby something. It looks like they took like one of their faces and plopped it on like a muscular woman's body.
Jesus.
She's like a child. I don't know. She's like this little chubby cheek, putting Frosty on her tits and everything like that. Like,
well,
She's trying. She's trying too hard, like sexy, but she's like trying too hard to be like a brolic bodybuilder bitch. Like she needs to figure something out.
We were talking about Battle of the Belts 2 currently. What did you think of the first match with Sammy and Scorpio Sky?
So I fucked myself out of this. It turned out I told myself I'm gonna watch it, in a couple hours or whatever. And my DVR didn't just do it like I thought it would. Mm-hmm. So I went online and I looked up the results and I watched some of the clips. And what match are we starting off with?
It was Sammy versus Scorpio Sky for the TNT Championship.
My wife was happy.
Is she a Sammy fan?
She's a huge Sammy. She likes the couple. She might be one of the last remaining.
I was telling Stix when we were talking about it earlier, was this a double turn? Did Sammy turn heel and Scorpio turn face because of the way it ended?
If they did, they're doing something very right that at a time with Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins, it was done very wrong. So if they're doing that, they're capitalizing and they're very fucking smart about it. I hope that's exactly what they're doing. I hope that they try to like push this down. If they're going to do it in a heel way, they push this down people's throats till they're sick to their stomach. Because if you remember in the chat, in the beginning, we were just kind of like, yeah, Sammy, our boy. And then, weeks and weeks go on and we're like, yo, fuck this shit. Like, I cannot stand. I just want to punch his face like I used to want to punch his face.
So you read results on all three matches, right?
Yeah.
So the second was the Ring of Honor Championship match where you'd think Tony Skeets would learn his lesson not to bring that guy out again, but nope. He came out again after a great match between Gresham and Dalton. We got to see the worst Khali come out and ruin yet another segment. Any thoughts on this? And I want to know your thoughts on Dalton Castle, because my mind was blown. This is my first time I ever seen this guy or Jonathan Gresham. They have the octopus mask in the game, by the way, in 2K22. But what did you think of reading the results?
Dalton Castle actually became a friend of a friend. I don't actually know him, but when we were doing our backyard wrestling, when we would do our live streams, we would have like a one big show of the year, and Dalton popped into one of them and just kind of started talking to everybody. And yeah, he's a funny dude, man. He is like kind of what he's very flamboyant. He's just very egocentric and stuff, but he's a funny dude.
I was blown away by this guy.
Yeah, he's definitely got charisma, and he knows how to, keep things entertaining. For one, let's see. Like I said before, I don't want to throw this in the trash too fast without seeing how it unfolds. Now, if this turns into a great Khali where this dude is getting world championship matches and starting up Punjabi prison matches and going over on, main stars in AEW, then fuck that shit. That's horrible. But if this dude is going to be like a bodyguard to get some heat with Jay Lethal and what's his name? Sanjay Dutt. He's been around forever. And Sanjay Dutt, then I'm kind of for it. If it's making us hate it, it's doing its purpose. Yeah, he's a big doof whose finisher is probably going to be like squeezing someone's head or a brain chop because he can't fucking do much else. I personally would love to see him bring back the Mongolian chop as like a fucking...
He could pull it off too.
Mm-hmm. There was one other thing I was laughing about that it would be funny if he made for a fin. I can't think of what it is now. It'll come to me later.
The main event was for the AEW Women's Championship. It was all downhill from here, by the way. After I saw Dalton, I was like, they're not going to top this.
It's hard to bounce back.
Thunder Rosa versus Face Paint Nyla with no Vicky. Thunder Rosa taking it to this half Of course, Nyla with the strength advantage and dick advantage, committing all kinds of assault. Commercial picture-in-picture, Nyla hoofing it up on the champ. Taz says that Thunder Rosa is bringing the wood. I don't know if he's the Stix. Do you remember him saying that? He said something about bringing the wood.
Yeah, I forget what it was, but yeah, I remember him saying something about that, which I nearly about spit my beer out knowing what he was talking about.
She finally takes her off its feet. Just noticed Tranny Manson is reffing this. After a counter, Thunder Rosa able to hit the code red for a 2.5. She's visibly upset. Nyla went for a dive attack on a laying Thunder Rosa, but stopped herself on the mat. Thunder Rosa late lifting her foot to counter. Both are too spent to have a smooth finish to this match. After a sloppy counter, Thunder Rosa does retain with a weird fucking pin. Stix, this probably could have been the match we skipped, but what did you think of this sloppiness?
Congratulations on Thunder Rosa for getting a main event on mainstream TV. That's about it, really. I mean, I think Nyla's outfit was kind of Venom comic book ish, maybe ish. I don't know, but outside of that, I really wasn't sports entertained with this match. I mean, it was another win for Thunder and a main event spot for her. So congratulations.
Sinnikk, anything to add to this from what you read?
You know, it would be a good cosplay for Nyla Rose. You remember in the Powerpuff Girls, there was that character, him. It was like the big red. No?
I didn't watch that.
Oh. It had like the little goatee with like the devil beard. I'll get into it another time.
Hold
on. Tell me Tranny Manson is Aubrey Edwards?
Yeah.
I've been catching up on the tripod, but I'm usually driving a truck at the same time. Dude,
this is the first episode I've said it, by the way.
These memes have been killing me, dude. It's just helping me realize how fucking fucked, how foot-like of a creature.
I mean, how is that even a face a mother can love, Stix? I mean, that bitch. And then that picture that was in the chat of her with no makeup, with her string bean arm, it was like, oh god, this bitch never gets laid. Is she? Is it a dude? I'm asking a serious question.
I think that's all female. And I think that's a mom that would be a transitioning mom from a male to a female that only would love that.
I want to make a Joanna Man reference, but I'm not sure if anybody but Big Carpe would have gotten it.
Oh, I've seen that movie.
Joanna Man, I still love you, even though you're a man. Does that make me a man?
So Sinnikk, did you want to stick around and just listen to us talk about NXT?
Yeah.
Or were you spent for the night?
I can stick around for a little bit. I might just pop out of nowhere and just like want to play zombies. But yeah, you know how I catch up from the wrestling I don't watch? You guys. So thank you for the service that you provide.
That's the best comment you could make about a podcast. Well, Stix, it's time for the A show of the week. NXT. No entrances for the North American Championship match between Fine Cameron Grimes and the Street Solo Sikoa. Grimes regaining his chili meat. Vic mentions that Grimes placed a replica title on his dad's grave. I'm not laughing at that. I don't know why I laughed. Match is pretty even. Grimes shakes his hand, but Solo's bloodline can kiss his grits. This is where Cesar went back into tick thought. Commercial picture-in-picture. Grimes keeps holding onto his left arm. They both mock each other's catchphrases. I was reading lips because it was still the commercial. Solo takes control. Grimes nails an impressive Hurricane Rana and a German with a bridge for a near fall. Oos with the running Kishi to Grimes gets a near fall. Collision Course gets a 2.5. Solo counters cave in into a Samoan drop. Very impressive. Trick, that no shirt having Manager distracts Solo. Trick takes out Solo. With the distraction, Grimes retains with the cave-in. The crowd is upset. Mello attacks Grimes. Solo fights with Trick and Mello. Trick and Mello lay them both out, but you got to be more careful. And then Great Khali came out. No, Stix, what did you think of the opener for NXT?
This was a really good opener. I mean, NXT is really good at having matches that start the show off, keep your interest, and they did it again with this. Both guys could go. Cameron had something to prove after his championship winning ladder match, and Silla Sikoa, the street, go back and watch go back and watch past episodes. This was a really good match for him. I keep wondering if, because they made a lot of references with, the bloodline. I keep wondering with talent coming down to NXT. I don't wonder if maybe when the time comes for the street, to win a championship, I don't wonder if we're going to get a little help from his bloodline family, maybe, if we're going to get that. But all in all, good match. We got Trick. Did Trick have baby oil on this time? I thought both guys looked like they didn't have the baby oil going.
I hope you're sitting down. He had baby oil on.
Did he? Okay. I knew Mello did because he had an actual shirt that was buttoned up this time. But he shit that thing as fast as a female worker on a Saturday night working that pole. So that was gone really quick. So maybe we're gonna get a tag team match next week with Soa with the Street, and Cameron, or maybe because I gotta imagine Cameron's got to probably come out and say he didn't want to win that way. So maybe Solo gets a rematch. So many different ways we can go down with this, but all in all, heck of an opener for NXT this week.
And big ups to the Street Ninja. Grayson Waller interrupts Vic explaining the 5-team gauntlet rules. Says Sanga will do all the work and hand Grayson the title. Braun out screaming about Joe Gacy. Joe Gacy appears on Tron. He's by a campfire, I guess. Says Braun's dad put up a fight, but he left behind a memento. Rick's Hall of Fame ring. Then throws the ring into the fire. Cue the villain laugh. Toxic A interviewed about Dakota Kai. They are the measuring stick. White Khali murders Jacket Time backstage. Yeah, we don't really have to get into any of that. Braun has left the building. White Khali and Robert Stone in ring. Jiro is pissed. It's White Khali versus Jiro. This has actually been my favorite showing from Jiro. No nonsense, aggressive. He hits a senton but gets distracted by Stone. Big boot and the White Khali attitude adjustment for the win. That hooker's in the crowd pointing and shit. White Khali tosses Jiro into the crowd. Of course, everyone plays it like, oh my God, he tossed him into the crowd. It's like, yeah, we know. This is fucking NXT training.
Let's just be honest, Mangria. That was the moment you knew this was the best match of Ikero's that you've watched. When he got launched into the crowd, you're like, hey, this is a good match. This is the best match I've seen him wrestle.
As soon as he grew wings and flew, yes.
I saw that was like 2022. Yoshitatsu gets thrown into the fucking crowd like Spike Dudley and EZW. I was like, you know what? Maybe I might watch next week.
It was decent. Like I said, Jiro with a decent match before he flew into the crowd. But Stix, what did you think? White Khali murdering Jiro.
All we asked for.
It was the best thing we could have had White Khali do. It was the best thing. This is why you have him on the roster. That's all.
White Khali just peaked last Tuesday. That was his peak. You can't go higher than peak. You might as well.
He's only going to go downhill from now. He's just that's it.
Unless he nails that hooker that was in the crowd, it's only down from here.
I'm going on right now, and I'm going to write "Thank you, White Khali" and tag him.
Kenzie sit down with Nikita Lyons. Titty's looking good, and then out of nowhere, Wendy Williams pulls a Butch and attacks. We get a Norman Smiley appearance briefly. I don't know if you caught that. Pretty Deadly look like a couple of Zoolander fruit booties.
Yes, boy. Yes, boy.
NXT Women's Championship match. It's Mandy Rose versus Dakota Kai. Kai holding her own, especially with the numbers game against her. Still can't believe she's never been NXT Women's Champion. Commercial, no picture in picture. Mandy grabbed 2 handfuls of wall butt and reverse powerbomb Kai. Scorpion kick by Kai. Gigi looking stressed out as Kai takes it to the champ. Couple of not so great moves. Mandy with the shitty chop block. Kai with the shitty chiropractor. Of course, the numbers game gives Mandy the open window to hit a running knee to Kai, who is holding the women's championship to retain. Sleepy Chew blasts them with super soakers.
He still has a job.
Fucking stupid.
Six
Stick, what did you think of this NXT Women's Championship match, Stix?
I thought it was up there as possibly one of the better matches that Mandy Rose has wrestled. And for some reason, I had this feeling, which of course I was wrong. I thought for some reason maybe NXT was going to surprise us, and maybe Dakota was going to win. Because I just for some reason I was like, they're usually good for about 1 or 2 of these a year, and I was like, maybe this is going to be it. Nope. Bum hamstring and all, Mandy Rose retained. So now we're left wondering what's going to happen with Dakota. I mean, is she going to get called up? Does she fall back and does she got to find another tag? Does her and Sleepy Chew tag back up and go for the tag team titles? I don't know, but it was a good women's championship match.
They're definitely going to call her up and change her name to something fucking ridiculous, just like they did the KLR. I don't know if you read that or not. Gacy promo by the same fire. Missed it because my mother-in-law said a new litter of kittens are in the front yard. Cora Jade is out, brings up her notebook again. She needs to be the NXT Women's Champion. Name drops AJ Lee. Unfortunately, she mentions Natalia's name. And when you mention Natalia's name,
how dare you show some respect to the boat.
You say her name, she comes out.
Dude, the best thing I've seen Natalia do on screen in a fucking since my dead dad has to be right after Lacey Evans gave that heartfelt speech and she was just busting out laughing.
This was good. I mean, this was good. The crowd was happy to see her. She high fives all the crowd. She hugs the little kid. I mean, she was hamming up.
She goes on a hugging tour, then gets in the ring. Holy shit chants. Natty gets teary-eyed, about to tell us her dad died. Crowd loving this. Natty calls Cora the future of the NXT Women's Division, and the future looks bleak. Slap. Then proceeds to put her in the sharpshooter. The crowd goes nuts. The refs are out. I do like that Natty is in NXT to put the young talent over because that's all she does nowadays. I didn't like seeing her face, but Stix, what did you think of this segment?
This was so good. Natty was playing it up with the crowd, and then like you said, Cora Jade, you're the future, and the future is bleak. Big slap, bam. And I mean, this is going to be good. I mean, Natty is she's one of the more experienced and talented women on the NXT roster or on the WWE roster. So if they have her down there in NXT, I think this is huge for the women down there because she is somebody that will help accelerate their learning curve and possibly get the ones that are the better talented ones, probably accelerate them to the main roster. So this was really good. I mean, Cora Jade did a good job of fangirling up too, but I think this is probably one of Natty's better performances in and out of the ring.
I bet you afterwards she tweeted at Lana, "How was that promo, bitch?"
Yo, Stix, have you been watching NXT since the Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens days, like all throughout?
I kind of went off and on with Seth, but I got on when KO was there with him and Finn around like I think that was kind of around when they I kind of got on before they did the Beast in the East pay-per-view, but I've been around when KO was there.
Yeah, so like when Shinsuke and Finn Balor, that's when it was like really starting to get hot.
Yeah.
But if you remember, they were bringing in a Sheamus, a Cesaro, and a couple of other names. Then when it really blew up, I'm talking Black and Gold, they started getting their Velveteen Dream, Pete Dunne, Mitch, you know, that whole wave started coming in. We stopped seeing, you know, all these like main roster talent. And this could have been what maybe persuaded the war. If you had fucking Roman or somebody show up, maybe we could have gotten better results back and forth. They fucking dropped the ball. It was like now they're deciding to do this with these fucking half-trained wits that shouldn't be on fucking USA television. I just don't.
Like I just said, if you're still going Wednesday, let's just fast forward into like today. If they had today Wednesday, you imagine having Roman and the Bloodline come down with Solo. I mean, and start wrecking shop and just to steal Bretsky's boy. If they shot Solo to the moon, if you had him with the Bloodline and like bringing the NXT guys, like if you had Solo, the Bloodline on NXT, but then you have Solo show up on Friday nights to help the Bloodline. I mean, that would be a big thing for the Wednesday Night Wars if they were still going.
It's called the fucking rub.
Hold on.
And
Hold on, guys.
All right, negativity. Let's go.
I'm wildly uncomfortable. Doesn't it look like Sinnick's about to shoot a gay porn ad? Like, hey, I didn't see you there. You're looking a little lonely.
Hey.
Well, if you don't want to be lonely, call this number. Handsome.
How can I help you guys out with your technological issues today, boys? How can I help you? Huh?
That bedroom's looking a little lonely. For only $9.99 a minute, you can join me.
I heard you guys were talking about chili meat. You want to see some folks on chili meat? I'm the chili master. What's up, boy? Huh? You want to see something?
Did you get my phone number on that bathroom stall?
I have 13 personas, which matches my 13 inches.
And they all know how to pleasure you and make you come.
Make you crumb.
Sorry, it just looks funny the way Sinnick is positioned right there. He's got the girls in the background.
Dude, when I was playing games on the side, like I was like, "Are you getting some fucking head right now?"
It's like we showed up to an orgy late, and Sinnick's looking for a partner.
We're gonna rock paper scissors, and which one of us gets the 13? Which persona we get?
Oh, you don't want number 13.
Spin that wheel. Well, let's get back on track here. It's Draco versus Zion. They fuck around with arm gestures. Zion showing sportsmanship. Draco mocks Zion's war dance. Zion murders Draco like this is a B horror movie. Natty walking around backstage, swinging her clit around, putting bitches in check with her deformed face. Dusha and Index are in the locker room. The ladies want the guys to team up. Reluctant at first, but Duke agrees, and the God gives the thumbs up. The main event is the tag team gauntlet match. But before I get to that, Stix, what did you think of Draco versus Zion?
Congratulations to Zion for getting a win. I mean, it seems like this was a slow build to this match that we really didn't need a slow build to, let alone to have a match too. But I think the only thing that probably would have made that match a little bit better is if we would have had Joe Gacy maybe come out and help Draco win, and then Draco finally, goes to the dark side, which I guess would be apropos for Draco. But anyway, it was a match that we didn't really need, but congratulations to both guys for getting TV time, and Draco and Zion for getting that TV victory check, I guess.
This for sure would not have been on the Hulu cut. But what I don't know which one of us called it, but it looks like Duke and the God are teaming up.
Dookie and Dexy, sexy Dexy and Dookie. Yeah, we're gonna get that tag team that we've been waiting for. So hopefully they at least make it to a tag team championship match.
I'm looking forward to Wade's commentary being jealous that Dexter gets the tag team with Duke.
He's gonna go scorn lover on Dex on that whole thing. How's this guy get a tag team? Gets to be in a tag team with Dookie. What the hell is it? How did he get to be with Dusha, the greatest couple in NXT?
He's gonna ruin my creation. Oi,
Ooka Booka. Who puts this stuff on TV?
Oika Buka. No.
Oika Booka.
The main event is the tag team gauntlet match. The NXT Tag Team Championships have been vacated. I wonder why. They never said. It starts out with the Creeds with the Brown versus the Brown Order. The fucking fantastic start to this. The Brown Order flying all over the place. Pristine teamwork. The Creeds busting out the stereo ankle locks. A big fan of that. The Brown Order fighting for their life. Very aggressive, but the Creeds take them out. BJ out next with Fallon. Elektra attacks her during the entrance. No picture-in-picture as BJ and the Creeds fight. BJ puts Brutus through the announcer's table. Wade says Jensen has so much pent-up aggression because he can't get laid. Must See Malcolm is sweating bullets with his eyes bulging on the outside. The Creeds foil BJ's double-team finisher. Julius clobbering Lariat for the win. Grayson Waller and Sanga are out. It's a handicap match, or so we thought. Grayson, of course, on the apron, barking orders. Grayson gets tagged in. His arm is fine. Commercial picture-in-picture. Grayson and Sanga dominate. The Stamina Monsters hang in there and pin Sanga, of course. Must See Malcolm starts dancing, which is a very funny meme all over Twitter. I love it.
So good. Well, that's so good. So good.
Or GIF, or however you say it.
Yo, they got a Julius and a Zanga. They want to be us so fucking bad.
They got a Thank Chris. They got a JH. No. And a Brett. The Stamina, yeah, Must See Malcolm starts dancing. Pretty Deadly are the final team out. Vic, all kinds of pissed that Wade praises Pretty Deadly instead of the Creeds, who are spent. The crowd is pro Creeds. They are showing how worthy they are of being NXT champions. Brutus gets a near fall with an inside cradle. Pretty Deadly with a hell of a teamwork launching Codebreaker. I've never seen that before. Brutus taken out with the Spinebuster Neckbreaker combo or Spilt Milk. And Blades of Glory are your new tag team champions. Apparently their cock outlines did not help them this time, Stix. What did you think of this main event tag team gauntlet match for the championships?
This is a really good gauntlet match. And it's going to be really good to have eyes on Pretty Deadly. I know Cesar and myself last week has said that they were really good tag team coming over from NXT UK. If you have some downtime, get on the Peacock, go back, watch them NXT UK, watch them. Very good tag team. Bringing them over, I think they're kind of the tag team that Vince would want to be NXT UK tag team champions. And I'm pretty sure Vince would probably like to have them have a pretty lengthy tag team run on the main roster too. Both these guys are very flamboyant, if we may say so, and are good on the mic. I think we all kind of knew the Creeds weren't going to win and probably were going to have this type of ending. Creeds looked strong in this match. I was kind of a little disappointed that we had them and the Brown Order start off. I thought it was kind of a little disrespectful to the Brown Order, but both teams started the match off really good, which you wouldn't expect anything less from both those teams. Brown Order should be tag team champions, hopefully sometime down the road. Maybe, maybe not. And did you notice in the promo that Briggs and Jensen cut, they did that kind of backwoods shield where they put their hands in and Fallon was the last one. I just kind of noticed that at the end of the promo that when they did that, before they broke it, went out to the ring. But all in all, really good way to end NXT. And we have tag team champions. win on their first night competing in NXT.
Hey, Stix, bring in Dalton Castle, put him with Pretty Deadly. That's stable. That's stable.
That faction, yeah, that'd be so good. So good.
I felt like they missed their time mark where they could have totally been Fandango's fucking lackeys.
Yeah, that would work as well. But man, Dalton Castle, as flamboyant as he, what would they even be called? The Flamboyants or the?
I don't know, but I wouldn't even care. You could give him a shitty faction name, and they'd make it work. They would.
The White Order.
With a really good shitty one.
The Peacocks. They could be the Peacocks.
Peacocks. That would work actually. Well, gentlemen, we have reached the end of the tripod. Sinnikk, thank you for being the rotating third here since Bretsky's off in Oi land, drinking some tea. Do you have any closing wrestling thoughts of the week you would like to add?
I love this show. Keep doing it. Thanks for having me. And if you want my services, call the number above, and I'll be there.
Hey,
enjoy
keep it in your pants, all right?
Talk about me next week. I'm sure I gave you plenty of fucking content.
I'm gonna use that picture as the thumbnail for this episode, by the way.
Eat a dick. Bye.
Stix, we need a name for the episode. What should we call it?
Maybe we should call it Sinnick's. I don't know. Maybe the orgy that never should be.
The Tripod presents the very flamboyant special.
Yeah, that could work.
We got
Since we had Dalton Castle and the boys, it's the Tripod presents Mangria and the boys.
Hey, I'm not putting on any makeup in front of you guys. No, I'm just kidding. All right, well, Stixy Drip, thank you again for joining me. Cesar shall return next week. If he doesn't want to do the fucking podcast at midnight, we shall see. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, happy Easter. And yes, we are going to all hail King Jesus. Stop that, Stix. Stop that.